Judith. Okay. So I want us to talk about this late Alex Ekubo families back and forth, from the biological mother and the only sister against the stepmother, and then I think his wife. I want to say that, to be honest, if the because I mean, from the posts and the videos out there trending out there, the allegation or the accusation is that the stepmother, blocked his biological mother from, seeing him, and that when he was sick, they didn't allow them to come to see him, and that there was even somebody that wanted to fly him outside the country to go and receive a medical treatment, but that the same woman, the said stepmother, blocked the person. So some people were now, judging the woman to be a wicked woman, to be a bad stepmother. So I like to say this. Okay, first of all, I'll look at it from two angles. Okay, if it is true that this woman, the stepmother, did that intentionally, then that is not fair. That is not good. Okay. If that woman did it intentionally, something like, blocking somebody that wants to help her legs, or, shutting people out so that you'll just be alone and all that and all that. And then it was intentional, then I blame the woman. That was not fair. However, that is where the comma comes in. However, has anybody thought of the fact that Alex is a private person, much as he's a very lively guy and all that? I think when it comes to his private life, okay, could you not have been possible that Alex said that he doesn't want to see his biological mother? You know why? Because there's an allegation out there, I don't know how true that is, that that woman left his father, you know, um, she was accused of infidelity, cheating on the man. And then either the man now asked her to leave or she left on her own. So when she was leaving, she left with Chioma, that is Alex's sister. And I think the woman has even remarried, and then left Alex with his father. So you know that kind of a thing, that pains of the mother not being there and all that. And this boy grew up to the point or to the age where his father now remarried to this stepmother. Fortunately for him, this stepmother now took him in like his own biological son, brought him up and nurtured him like his own biological son. When you see the photographs they take together, you could see that, these two people are at home. I mean, there's a cordial relationship between them, mother and son. Though it's a stepmother and a step son, situation. So it is possible that Alex must have told them that I don't want to see these people. But by the way, why is it now that this guy is late, that the mother and the sister suddenly now, came out to now say, okay, we're asking for our son or our brother. What happened? They didn't allow us to see it. They used juju and all that. What was that? Or what is that? Because when the guy was alive, there was no, I stand to be corrected, there was no video or any attempt, at getting to him. Maybe going through his bestie, Aikobona or Iniedo, or people that are close to the guy. There was no story. It has always been this stepmother. It has always been this stepmother. So that time that Alex was alive and Alex was healthy, the mother didn't seek consent, to come close to him. The sister also didn't like, maybe on his birthday, to post, even if it's not, just a subtle way of trying to reconcile to him with him and all that. Maybe on his birthday to post him or something, something, something like that. There was just absolutely nothing like that. Now this guy passed when he was sick, which means there was a total communication breakdown between them, between Alex and his biological, family. Otherwise, before his sickness got to the point where people were now stopped from seeing him or whatever, they ought to know if there was this communication between them, if the communication channel was open between them. But maybe the mother was not reaching out, the sister was not reaching out for them not to know. Because you don't tell me that it was the stepmother that was handling or picking Alex calls when he was okay. I don't think so. So what effort did they make to be in friendship with this guy when all was well with his health? What effort did they make? I stand to be corrected, maybe, but it's not out there on the social. So I'm talking based on what is out there on the social media. I don't live with them. I don't know them personally. Do you get? So if the Alex now became sick or whatever, And he now told the stepmother, I don't want to see these people. So you can't blame the woman. That was why I now said, okay, if in a situation whereby a CEO of a company or any organization at that has a PA, he will tell the PA or SA, I don't want to see so and so and so person. But the time the person comes, the PA or the special advisor will now be saying, oh, our guy is busy, or he traveled, or he's in a meeting and all that. And then the person will now be frowning, blaming the PA or the SA, not knowing the directive the person was given. My point exactly here is that it is very possible that it was Alex that said, I don't want to see these people. You recall that when he engaged, what is her name? Is it Sandra or Achalon, that lady? I hope that I got her name. I even made a video on that. I think Achalon, and then, they did it in a small way, but, posted it and everything. And then when the lady now came and broke that engagement, oh, that things are better left the way they are and all that, and the excuse, the flimsy excuse she gave and all that, and just broke that, Alex didn't utter a word trying to refute whatever thing. So I want to believe, much as he's a very lively guy and a friendly person, he's also a very private person. So maybe he must have told the mother, the stepmother, I don't want to see any, I don't want to have anything to do with these people. I don't know whether the father is still alive or something. So long as the father is hurting, it rubs off on him. If the mother had made arrangement or made effort at least to reconcile or to tell the man, apologize to the man, even though she has remarried, I want to believe, that would be more like it. There will be communication between them. But this one, she didn't. Because the reason why I'm saying that she didn't is that when this guy was hale and hearty, what was their position? How were they communicating? Were they friendly? Was there a cordial relationship between them? Were they parties? Because if they were, when the guy was sick, there's no how they wouldn't have known. Only for them now to come, now that this guy has passed and even buried. That was when they now came. Oh, they didn't know anything. They organized the what is it called? The service of songs. Organized for him to marry the best friend. Na devil's friend. I mean, a devil's daughter. Now for marry. Now person where ain't go marry now. The most important thing is that Alex is of age, or was of age when he married her. So if he had, and you notice that the lady also on the choir said nobody knew. He's not the type that will come to social media and say, hey, do ring. There's nothing wrong in doing ring like that and all that. But she's not that type. That's what I'm saying here. So it's like both of them are private people. So they kept it private. A lot of people didn't know. A lot of that made, what is his name? Yule Doche to come and say, oh no, he shouldn't have kept his secret and whatever. So a lot of people didn't know, were not aware that the guy was married. People did not know because maybe he felt, okay, if I should expose it again and they happen the way the other lady, treated me and all that, will I be able to survive it? So the guy decided to keep his cool. But for the mother and the sister to now come out and be dragging the stepmother at this particular point in time that the guy has already been buried, what for exactly? Is it because of the cars and the houses or whatever they left behind so that they can bring it so that they share? But what was your relationship with him when he was alive, when he was hale and hearty? I don't blame the stepmother. The only thing I said here is that if she did that intentionally, okay, then that is not fair. As in, blocking every other person like that intentionally, then that is not fair. But I don't see how this woman can bring up a child as her own. And then this guy made it, well known and everything. And then the woman will now be shutting people down from seeing her, or because maybe he has one or two cars, the woman will now be doing that. I don't think so, going by the photographs and everything you see about them. And I think the woman also is also okay on her own. If she has a friend that the daughter is the wife of Alex, then that means she's not poor after all. So, but whatever thing that happened, the biological mother of Alex and the sister that is now coming out to drag the stepmother, where were you when he was bringing up that guy? Where were you where he was there for this guy? Like I said, if he did it intentionally, that's not fair. But to be honest, I don't think so. What I feel strongly is that Alex could have given the directive, look, I don't want to see these people. I don't want to have anything to do with them. It is possible because I think the father is still alive. So maybe the man is still hurting, based on what the woman did. I don't know the magnitude of the infidelity or the cheating or something, but maybe the man is still hurting and the thing is paining Alex. So he doesn't want a situation whereby, he will just be close to the mother, have a cordial relationship with the mother, while as a father was still hurting. Probably if the woman had made effort to come and apologize to the man, not for them to come back together, since she has remarried and the man has already married, maybe that would be more like it. So I want to believe that, to be honest, the biological mother of Alex, I'm not saying that it is possible. But my point is, why did you not make effort at least that time he was alive? At that time he was ill and hearty. Why now? Because this noise and this back and forth, you would have made it that time. Maybe you would have gotten the attention of the guy. His friends would have reacted, to have said, okay, this is what the guy is not happy about and all that. So you have opportunity of, righting one or two wrongs. And then the family moves on, at least in friendly and in peaceful way. But you kept your cool. And then when this guy now passed, oh, here and there, stepmother this, stepmother that. But the same stepmother, if she had wanted, would have killed the guy a long time ago. I don't know what age that, the woman, that is his biological mother, left, that this woman had been with it. So the woman would have killed him, being that he's a son, so that maybe her own son, if she has a son or sons, would have been the heir apparent. But he still brought him up as her own. So to be honest, Alex' biological mother and the sister, Chioma Abi, I think that it was Chioma, the name that I saw, I expected that, this relationship should have been repaired while this guy was hale and hearty, while this guy was alive. That relationship should have been, repaired, because it was broken. It should have been repaired. So that by now, whatever thing that happened, at least you know that, he's going home, you people are friendly, you have reconciled while he's going home. But now that the guy is gone got buried, that's when you are now coming to, be throwing accusations and allegations here and there. How does it make sense? How does it make sense? Because what it simply means is that, you don't want your son to rest in peace. Because now that his name is coming up for one reason or the other, some people will be saying, the boy wicked, or why did he leave his biological mother to go to stepmother, not knowing the story behind the whole thing. Yeah? There must be something, the mother could have done, trying to repair that broken relationship. But he didn't do it. Now it is too late. It's too late. So this idea of now coming to say, maybe Alex, I don't know whether he wrote his will or whatever, but now coming to say that, you were not carried along, you were not told, and so on and so forth. It's you that is have looked out for your son. See, Mr. Obasena is looking out for himself. He didn't just say, okay, since I've tried and this woman said no, okay, let me go and say that. He's still, fighting to have access to his children. No, but you just went back home, and sat down, and you know what happened. You know what happened because they say it's infidelity, except if that is not true. Except if that accusation is not true. But even if that accusation is not true, then you should have had the opportunity to explain to the guy when he's grown to understand what happened. You should have explained him to him. No, 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 there was nothing like that. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, see, waiting happen. You explain your own part of this so that at least within him he can balance the whole thing. But at the end of the day, when you now keep quiet, of course, he will believe hook, line, and sinker, whatever he heard that you did as a mother. And then at the end of the day, you now allowed it to be like that. When the guy was 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 to 30 to 35, and then this 40 before he passed. And then you're now coming out to come and say they didn't carry you along and all that. So now that he has gone, what do you now want the woman to do? The stepmother, what do you want her to do? To carry one of his cars and give to you? That is if he doesn't have a will. But now that he has a wife, how do you now come to claim what is not yours? And I think the father is still alive. At the most, they can sell those things, and then, if the father doesn't probably have a house or something, they can sell those things and then use it to take care of the man and his other siblings from his paternal side, since the mother just walked away and walked away for real. There's even a singer in Nigeria, one a prominent singer, I won't mention his name. It was the same thing. His mother, I think his mother left him when he was 9 months old or something. Another woman brought him up. This guy became so famous because he's a singer, became so famous, started making money. You know what the guy did? He bought a car and gave to that his stepmother. They were begging him to buy for his mother. He said, no, a woman that abandoned me, then buy a car for her as how? They begged and begged and begged before he now later bought the car for this woman. But his mind is like, why? Why would you leave? No matter what. No matter what. And even when you saw that he now started growing up, you should have identified with him. Let the boy understand what happened. But you just left him on his own. When he now made it, that was when you now appeared and now said, there's even another person who is also a singer, but that one, my papa. And Papa told him, Mama said, I don't want this bastard that you're carrying. Oh. If you decide to keep that pregnancy, you're on your own. Oh. This woman didn't mind. She kept the pregnancy, suffered all the suffer, started bringing this boy up. At the end of the day, today, the guy is now a famous man. Then the father became sick. The father now started begging him for money. He didn't talk to the man. He didn't talk to the man until the man now started reaching out to his friends. People now started telling him, no, you have to forgive, that, before he now sent the man money. So parents, when you part ways, you don't part ways with your children. Whatever thing that is a problem between you and your spouse, it shouldn't affect your children. It shouldn't. If the girl had gone with the mother and then the boy stayed with the father, you should have made an effort to, bridge that gap, repair that broken relationship. But at the end of the day, it was not done. And now it is now that the guy has passed and buried, you are now bringing it up. How? Anyway, that's my opinion about the whole thing. And like I said, if it is true that the woman did it intentionally, I mean the stepmother, then I don't think it's fair. But if it is also true that the mother left, as a result of infidelity, then madam, you don't have anything to blame that woman for, except if it is not true. But if it is not true, you should have taken time to explain to your son, because at 40, haba, when he was even 30, when he was even 28, he will understand very well. You should have explained to him what happened. That if you're sure that, there was nothing like that, but you just kept your cool, it doesn't matter, you remarried and then moved on with your life. And when the guy now died because you saw what he had and then you now came back, it doesn't work like that. So parents, you people should learn from this. They take a message from this mess. Take a message from this mess. Whether you're a man or a woman, when there's an issue like that, the children should not be left to be the ones that will suffer it. Still show love, whether the one or two are with the man, or two or three are with or three or four are with the woman. You should try as much as possible to show love to this, because you gave birth to those children, or you were father to those children. So you should show love to them. Let them know that whatever thing that is going on, has not stopped you people from, being a family. Even when the woman must have remarried and the man remarried. But the children in between, the bond should be there. The bond should be there. That's the point I'm making here. It's unfortunate that Alex, that he should have allowed to be resting in peace. All these things are now happening at his back. But I know that everybody will be all right at the end of the day. So friends, that's all I want to say in this video. I'd like to end this video here. Thank you for investing your time watching this video. At this particular point in time, I'd like you to come in with your comments and with your opinions, on the whole matter, okay? Let's further the conversation at the comment section as usual. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, dear friends.